William Shakespeare was an English playwright, poet, and actor, widely regarded as the greatest writer in the English language and the world's greatest dramatist. His extant works, including collaborations, consist of some 39 plays and 154 sonnets, 3 long narrative poems, and a few other verses, some of uncertain authorship.
Shakespeare produced most of his known works between 1589 and 1630. His early plays were primarily comedies and histories and are regarded as some of the best work produced in his genres. He then wrote mainly tragedies until 1608, among them Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth, all considered to be among the finest works in the English language.
His plays have been translated into every major living language and are performed more often than those of any other playwright. They also continue to be studied and reinterpreted.
The tragedy of Hamlet, Prince of Denmark, is a tragedy written by William Shakespeare sometimes between 1599 and 1601. It is Shakespeare's longest play with 29,551 words. Set in Denmark, the play depicts Prince Hamlet and his revenge against his uncle Claudius. He has murdered Hamlet's father in order to seize his throne and marry Hamlet's mother.
Hamlet is considered among the most powerful and influential works of world literature, with a story capable of seemingly endless retelling and adaptation by others. It was one of Shakespeare's most popular works during his lifetime and still ranks among his most profound, topping the performance list of the Royal Shakespeare Company and its predecessors in Stratford-upon-Avon since 1879.
To be or not to be is the opening phrase of soliloquy given by Prince Hamlet in so-called nunnery scene of William Shakespeare play Hamlet, Act 3, Scene 1. In the speech, Hamlet contemplates death and suicide, bemoaning the pain and unfairness of life, but acknowledging that the alternative might be worse. The opening line is one of the most widely known and quoted lines in modern English, and the soliloquy has been referenced in innumerable works of theatre, literature, and music.
Prosperous Farewell by William Shakespeare. Our revels now are ended. These actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits, and are melted into air, into thin air. And like the basest fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, all which it inherit, shall dissolve, and like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rock behind, where such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep.
To be or not to be, Hamlet soliloquy by William Shakespeare. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobly in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows outrageous of fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing anthem, to die, to sleep, no more, and by a sleep to say, we end, the heart ache, and the thousand natural shocks, that the flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation, devotee to wished to die asleep.
To sleep which answer dream, hey, there's the rub. For in the sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us both. There is respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the crown of man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office and spurns.
That passion merit of their worthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bear, bodkin, Who would fathers bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life? But that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will. Ebb makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of. Thus, conscience doth make cowards of our soul, and does the native hue of resolution is steeply dough with a pale cast of thought, and the enterprises of great pigeon moment with disregard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action.
From you have I been absent in spring, when proud, pied April, dressed in all his trim, had put the spirit of use in everything. That heavy Saturn laughed and left with him, yet not the lace of birds, nor the sweet smell of different flowers in odor and in hue could make me any summer story tell, or from their proud lap pluck them where they grew. Nor did I wonder at the lilies white, nor the praise that did vermilion in the rose. They were but sweet, but figures of delight, drawn after you, pattern all of those, yet seemed in winter still, and you away, as with your shadow, I would display.
Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds, or bends, with a remover to remove. Oh no, it's a never fixed mark, that looks on tempests and is never shaken. It is a star to every wandering bug, whose words unknown, also his height be taken. Love's not time's full, the rosy lips and cheeks, within his bending sickles, compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out, even the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never read. No, nor no man ever loved.